Hello everyone, thank you for joining us where we are going to discuss an abstract that was presented at the Thrombosis and Hemostasis Society of North America recently. It is an abstract on the safety and efficacy of valoctocogene roxaparvovec gene transfer for severe hemophilia A, and this particular abstract looked at the year 4 update in this cohort of patients. As we know that valoctocogene roxaparvovec is now an FDA and EMA approved liver-directed gene therapy that transfers factor VIII coding sequence to enable endogenous factor VIII production in people with severe hemophilia A. And the study we're talking about is the GENERATE-1 study, phase 3, which was an open label study in which the participants received a single infusion of 6 times 10 to the 13 vector genome per kilogram of valoctocogene roxaparvovec, which provided the bleed protection. And we are going to review the year 4 post gene therapy with valoctocogene roxaparvovec. We'll start off with the safety results. What were the safety results? In short, there were no new safety signals that were emerged during the year 4 of follow-up. The ALT elevations remained the most common adverse event in year 4, occurring in approximately 56 participants out of a cohort of 134 individuals who were in the intention to treat group. In the context of the ALT elevation, there were no participants who used glucocorticoids to manage the ALTs. Well, what were the efficacy results? These were particularly exciting. Is that at the end of year 4, the factor VIII activity, the mean factor VIII activity using the chromogenic substrate assay was 16.1, and it was 27.1% when using the one-stage assay. At the end of year 4, there were 62% of the participants who were in the mild range, or as defined, of course, by the ISTH categorization of hemophilia. There were 10.8% who were in the moderate range, and there were 10.8% who were in the severe range at the end of year 4. The mean annualized bleed rate for treated bleeds was 0.9, below 1, which represents 81% reduction in bleed rates when compared to baseline. You'll recall that baseline was were the patients that were on factor VIII prophylaxis. At the end of year 4, the proportion of patients with 0 bleeds remained at 74%, which was almost similar to what we saw at the end of year 3. Essentially very stable. The number of infusions, the annualized factor infusion rate was 10.6 during year 4, which is a 92% reduction when compared to the annualized infusion rate at baseline. That is in fact very impressive results in terms of the efficacy. Additionally, in this particular analysis, we looked at the quality of life of the patients using the HEM-A-QoL total score, which increased from to 6.5 in patients who were in the study compared to baseline. In fact, this was exceeding the clinically important difference of 5.5, which is predefined when one is trying to evaluate quantitatively the quality of life. So in essence, if one were to summarize this presentation, after 4 years post valoctocogene roxaparvovec, A single infusion with valoctocogene roxaparvovec provided very much durable bleeding protection for these patients. Additionally, it also improved their health-related quality of life with an acceptable safety profile. There were no safety signals that were seen. There is an indication from this data that the factor VIII activity was maintained in most of the patients, in fact, falling into the mild hemophilia range. Even though there might be a slight decline in the factor VIII level, one is seeing that that decline is actually less steep compared to the previous assessments that were made. Would like to believe that the proportion of patients with zero bleeds, which is over 70%, is an indication that gene therapy with valoctocogene roxaparvovec does provide durable hemostatic efficacy in this population. That is all I wanted to share with you, and thank you very much for your attention.